one of the sort of the boundaries is the A142. So my assumption is the main access to the site will be via the A142. So what junction improvements, what's going to be the format of access to and from the site?
As part of our work on the planning application, we worked extensively with the Highways Authority, and the most appropriate measure to allow movement in and out of our development is a roundabout. This roundabout has been designed and modelled to the adequate standards, and that will be introduced before anything else on site. So that will be built and developed before we start building the houses later on.
So the roundabout will be the very first?
It will be the very first thing that we will do, yes.
And that will form the main access into the development. Will there be any road access from the existing town into the top of the site?
Within our application, we are proposing an entry and exit point specifically for the medical centre. So it won't be a rat run between the town and the A142, but it will come in and out of Brewhouse Lane into the medical centre alone. It will be, in effect, as you will see it now, where traffic will move into and out of the car park of the medical centre, albeit in the future design, that route will go a little bit further into our site to serve the medical centre itself and only the medical centre.
So existing residents will be able to drive to the medical centre through the town through sort of a new road, but effectively it won't be a sort of through road straight through.
That's right, yeah. And the way that I believe the medical centre design team is looking at this is providing the appropriate number of parking spaces that will accommodate traffic from the town centre into their site and potentially provide that additional disabled parking spaces that we talked about earlier. Of course, the medical centre serves more than just Soham, and therefore the rest of the town, the rest of the customers of the medical centre or patients will come through the A142. And I think that'd be actually quite an advantage because it will reduce the amount of traffic through town to the medical centre from areas outside Soham itself.
But by the sounds of it, we're sort of having that access from sort of both sides will still allow people to access the town and walk into the town, and from the development to walk into the town without actually increasing traffic in the town. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right, and that's the absolute strategy that we're working on, is to actually reduce car use from the development into town, but also not at the cost of the local residents who want to go to the medical centre. So the medical centre will have its dedicated access, whilst pedestrians and cyclists who want to go into the medical centre from the new community can use this improved access route.
With the access route and the roundabout on the A142, there have been concerns about the existing speed of traffic along the A142. Is it fair we could argue that having the roundabout there will actually slow traffic and therefore actually create that a more safer route along the A142?
Naturally so, but not only that, we're going beyond that, because what we have identified within the A142, both in consultation with the local community and the Highways Authority, that there are areas where are prone to accidents. And what we are doing is actually contributing financially to improve those other junctions as well. So we are improving those junctions to limit accidents or mitigate against accidents, but that roundabout will also be a physical feature, in effect a self-enforcing measure to reduce speeds at those particular points.